Hey guys, welcome to Bloggers United. Welcome to another video, and today is time to discuss something different. It's not going to be particularly about football. We're not going to be discussing a football match or anything in this regard, but it's something that I want to talk about. I was debating whether to do it or not because I always try to discuss more the sporting sides of this game, but after thinking it a while and seeing how I could connect this with Barcelona, I thought that it was very important for me to do this video, not only for the aspect that I can link it up with Barcelona, but for the same way that it is important, I think, to express my opinion and maybe see what you guys think also in the comment section. It's gonna be talking about Xhaka. You guys might already know what happened, and if you don't, basically in the last game that they had against Crystal Palace, where they were drawing 2-2, Xhaka was being substituted by Unai Emery, and he based the supporters, the Arsenal fans, started booting him off. They were saying those kind of things in social media. For the past couple of weeks, they've been sending death threats to his wife, telling him that they were gonna break his legs, sending wishes that they apparently wish that his daughter gets cancer, things like that. So he's basically getting a lot of abuse. He obviously didn't react well. All this criticism, he didn't take it well, and I think that whoever knows Xhaka knows that he has an explosive personality, and he said some things and did some things that were probably not according, and he's an Arsenal captain, and I'm not saying that his reaction was perfect, but I don't think there is nothing that he needs to say sorry for. He did say sorry actually a few days later to the fans that sent a Twitter, and he basically said that to all the fans that have been with him, that support him, that he wants to put this behind them, and that they need to reconnect to this beautiful game, and basically say sorry to whoever's been supporting him. That he knows that not everyone was involved with this, and I think that was the right thing to do. And discussing about this, it is not right to do this at all. This kind of behavior is not accepted, and it only happens not only with Arsenal, it only happens with Barcelona, it happens with a lot of clubs. But this is a mentality that I think doesn't suit anyone. And going ahead and linking this up with Barcelona, let's remember a case that didn't happen not too long ago with Andre Gomes. I think you guys know the case Andre Gomes. The case Andre Gomes is Andre Gomes came here to substitute Xavi and consequently substitute Iniesta. Never seemed like it was going to happen. Andre Gomes didn't start brightly at Barcelona. We had a midfield setup of Rakitic, Busquets and Iniesta that was working perfectly fine. We decided on top of that to sign Arda Turan, Denis Suarez and Andre Gomes. Already have Rafinha. That means we have an overbooking in midfield, and consequently we don't have enough minutes to give Andre Gomes. And if on top of that, every minute that he's given, he's already being criticized from the get-go. So basically all those players I just listed that were not Rakitic, Busquets or Iniesta, because the Arda Turans, the Denis Suarez, the Rafinhas, basically every game they had to prove something, and if they didn't perform at their best level, they were not gonna play for the next 5 matches. And that's what you could see with Andre Gomes. It happened under Luis Enrique, and under Valverde I think he gave him a lot more continuity, and I think that's one of the best things that Valverde did. I actually think that Valverde on his first season actually did a really good job with the team. I don't blame him for that Roma loss. That was all on the players. But I think that it's important to recognize, like, there were some declarations that Andre Gomes did on the 17-18 season where he said that he was embarrassed to go out of his house sometimes, that to like have people criticize him. And connecting this back to Xhaka, I don't think that you can say that there is a right way to behave, because that you are willing to take the criticism and not say anything or be vocal about it doesn't make you any better of a human being. Or like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the captain or not. What it matters is that you are, like, the fans that are doing this have a toxic mentality. They're not helping the players at all, because you're putting them under a lot of pressure. For example, Granit Xhaka, what enjoyment is he to have? Like, he's just performing. I agree, he's not performing at his best level, but for performance base to give him this much abuse, like, it's fine if outside of the stadium you criticize him, you say he should be dropped, and I agree, Granit Xhaka should be dropped from what I've seen from Arsenal. But to go from that to the extent of threatening their wife and wishing cancer on their children, that is two very different spectrums. Same thing with Andre Gomes. There is a reason that Valverde was putting him so constantly in a season where we were pretty much winning every single game. That was a season where we won the league undefeated, and we didn't lose a single league game until we actually won the league title. And that was a season that, again, Andre Gomes, when he had to play, it wasn't the worst player in the pitch, not all the time, but it's a player that was always playing with a lot of pressure. That basically, like, if he's embarrassed to get out of his house, what do you think he's gonna feel when he has to play at home with 90,000 people looking at him and just, like, expecting him to fail and waiting for him to fail to start booing him off? There was games even. I remember this game against Atletico Madrid where he doesn't even touch the ball once. He's in the minutes he's there for a few minutes, hasn't even touched the ball, and he's already being booed. That's the game where Valverde says some things. Messi basically goes and says, like, to everyone to leave him alone. Like, this doesn't help the team, doesn't help the squad, doesn't help the player. Destroys all his confidence. It puts him on a barrier with the fans. Like, this doesn't help at all. Again, like, I'm never gonna be supportive of, like, booing players at the stadium. There's never gonna be, like, at the Emirates, at the Camp Nou, at any stadium. That doesn't benefit. Especially, like, you're basically paying you're paying an entry to watch a game to boo your own players. That doesn't seem very productive to me. It doesn't help at all. Like, yes, do criticism, all the criticism that you want outside of the stadium. If he needs to be dropped, he needs to be dropped. Now, there's situations where I don't think that they should do it, but I understand that a player gets booed off. For example, if a player is not training hard enough, and let's say, for example, if I was a Sevilla player, if I was a Sevilla fan, and Steven Sonsi went ahead and played after what he did in that Copa del Rey game, where Barcelona beat them 5-0 in the final, and Sonsi the next day is going ahead and partying and putting it all over social media. Yes, I don't think it's okay, but I understand completely the fans by doing so. But by performance-based criticism, to do all of this, it's not acceptable. It shouldn't happen. It's not helping anyone, and this is the same as using people with racism. Actually, if you ask me, what would you rather do? What would you rather be attacked with? Racist comments towards you, or cancer wish on your children? I bet that I would rather take all the criticism to myself than having people threaten my family. That's, I think, what most people would, like, examine about this. It doesn't help to be like, you're not going to recover players. We lost Andre Gomes. Andre Gomes had the potential to be a fantastic player. to be Barcelona quality? Yes, I think he actually had the potential to be Barcelona quality. Denis Suarez, more of the same. Did we get the best out of the players? No, we didn't. Am I saying that they could be better than Arturo de Jong? No, I'm not saying that. I think Arturo de Jong have different qualities. They have already like a different playing style. But if we didn't find Arturo de Jong, could have we trusted if we gave proper minutes to Andre Gomes and Denis Suarez? Could we have transformed them into our Barcelona midfield? Definitely. I think that I know that they have the potential. That you're not able to get the best potential out of them, that's your fault. And you only have to watch so many cases of players leaving Barcelona. That's why I say that if we don't get the best potential out of Ousmane Dembele, like, we need to try our hardest to get the potential out of him, because if we transfer him and we don't get the best potential out of him, I'm very confident I have a 90% chance that we're gonna regret it, because I'm pretty sure that this player is gonna become a world-class player, because that's basically what happens with every Barcelona player, or most Barcelona players that leave the club end up growing. Like, if they show potential and they came to Barcelona and they don't succeed for X reasons, and they mostly happen to succeed at other clubs when they leave, and other clubs big in Europe, like Alexis Sanchez. People calling him like Bad Sanchez, like making criticism out of nowhere. Actually, when I thought his career at Barcelona was actually pretty decent, but could have been more based on what the player that he was. He was an amazing player, and I wish that he stayed at Barcelona. Actually, if you have me to choose between Alexis Sanchez and Neymar, I actually would have rather have Alexis Sanchez because of his attitude in the pitch. He at Barcelona looked like a 30 million player. That's what Arsenal bought it for. When he was at Arsenal, he looked like a 150 million euro player, because he was that good. He had the potential. We made Ibrahimovic look the worst in his career that he's ever had. He looked better on a Europa League Manchester United than in a Pep Guardiola Barcelona. That only has to like put the emphasis on, we are not a club that is very good at treating our players. Like, the one thing Madrid have is that they don't devalue their players at all. Like, even if they have players that they're not feel well with, the fans are not attacking them. They're all very united, and if they're gonna get rid of them, okay, they don't attack them. They don't praise them, but they don't attack them. And when the transfer window comes, they go ahead and they're able to sell on their players because they haven't lost the value. They're able to sell what? Raúl de Tomás for 20 million to Benfica. Llorente for 30 million to Atletico Madrid. Kovacic 40 million for Chelsea. Like, it's ridiculous. Instead, we are basically having to give 15 million for Andre Gomes, 8 million for Denis Suarez, Rafinha on loan, Munir for like $1 million. Like, you see the difference. And this is what I mean, that it is not normal to have this situation at Barcelona. And again, Xhaka, I think he did the right thing in terms of the apology. His behavior could have been better, but he doesn't need to apologize for anything. He's a player that I think is actually really good, and he's just going through a bad spell of form. And if Arsenal improved or play, Xhaka will improve with it. But again, leave me all your opinions. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Leave it all in the comment section below. I was done. Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, Blaugranas.